Well, Gareth Wyatt, Pontypridd winger for the 2010-11 season. You've returned, Gareth. You've come back to Pontypridd. You're home away from home, as it were. I'm sure the first question I've got to ask is what brought you back?
Well, I was obviously getting to the stage of my career. Something when I left Pontypridd was always in the back of my mind. Would I finish playing my playing career off in Ponty? Something I wasn't sure of, to be honest. Obviously, a lot of fond memories from when we were, full-time here before the regional rugby came into things, and I wasn't sure whether coming back would be the right thing. But certainly since making that decision, I think you speak to my wife as soon as I agreed to come back. She said she hadn't seen a smile like that for a long time. So, I'm obviously delighted to be back here and enjoying the rugby.
Oh, that's lovely to hear. And of course, you left Ponty. You went with the Celtic Warriors, of course, which were, it was the natural progression at the time. And when the Warriors failed, then it was Newport bound. Well, Gwent Dragons bound, and subsequently for Newport, and then you returned to Ponty this year. You must have some long abiding memories of playing for Pontypridd Rugby Club. Anything that sticks in the memory?
Probably my first game, to be honest. I was still in school at the time, and I think it was the end of season game against Cardiff. Just won the league. No, just won the Swale Cup. Ponty had that year down against Neath.
Yeah.
And we actually paraded the trophy before the game, and obviously not being part of that squad, not knowing many players, I was just jogging around at the back as everyone was waving to the crowd and holding the trophy aloft. And by the time we reached the scoreboard over there, the trophy come right to the back, and I was left with me. So, we did half a lap carrying the Swale Cup trophy, and probably no one really knowing who the boy at the back. Trophy, but it was certainly an occasion which stood out in my mind, and obviously it was live on TV, and still being in school at the time. It was a massive thing for me to make my first appearance, or big appearance for Ponty. And also, just walking into the dressing room and just being sat there amongst the players, sort of been watching as I was growing up. Some big characters like Phil John, Neil Einan, Baz, Chief, Jinx, so many there. It was just a privilege to be part of that era.
Oh, it must have been. I can't imagine what that must have been like in amongst all your heroes. It's just sounds idyllic, quite frankly. If I ask you about the sweet memories, I suppose I've got to ask you about the bad memories. There must be something that sticks in the craw, really, that you think, oh, one that got away.
Yeah, playing wise, obviously, we have a lot of ups and downs. We had a lot of good times here, which far outweigh the bad times. But clearly, it wasn't a good time really in Ponty when a lot of the players decided to move on for various reasons. And it was a rebuilding time then the next couple of years in Ponty. It was difficult, but in the end, it obviously proved worthwhile because the young boys in the squad, the Michael Owens, Robert Sidolis, Gethin Jenkins, Matthew Rees, it was like a new crop of players which came through, and obviously have gone on to more than prove themselves at the highest level. Oh, for
sure, and incredibly talented players as well. I'm still at a loss as to where we source all these incredibly talented players. It's as if there's a breeding ground, the Valleys.
Yeah, I mean, the Valleys is a special place. The amount of players they produce, the youngsters which come through each year. I'm sure there's many players out there who get lost in the system now. Sure. With the academies, there's only so many players can go into the academies, and obviously with only the Blues covering this area, I'm sure there's a lot of talent going to waste. But luckily, with the recruitment we've got in Pontypridd and the likes of Chief and John's here. They can recognise the good players, and there's some outstanding players who are sort of could easily be playing full-time rugby, in my opinion. We're not talking about one or two players. There's several players here who could easily be playing at a higher level. Do you think the step up is fairly straightforward to make? I mean, I watched Bala play Christian Bala play for the last 5 minutes against for the Blues, and he just looked like he'd always played there. It was I hear that the step up is enormous, and yet I don't know. I thought he handled it quite manfully, actually. Yeah, it is a massive step up, to be honest. More to do with the physicality of it. I think on a one-off occasion, a lot of players can can sort of make that step. Just being able to perform at a consistent level for the season and the following season and the season after that, because when players sort of, you're almost an unknown quantity, so as soon as players start doing their analysis on you and the teams, they know your game inside out, things do become a lot harder then. And,
I bet.
That's when you see whether the players are really good enough to sort of stay at that level. But Bala's just one of many who could easily make that step. Like I said earlier, there's a number of players here who are no doubt could be in regional squads or playing elsewhere, but thankfully the year at Pontypridd, and it means we've got a very strong and competitive squad.
Totally. Now I ask every player this, and you're no different. Where you got started? Tell us about the Gareth Wyatt pre-Pontypridd. I know you played for Pontypridd Youth, but Kerry, the physio, was telling me earlier that he coached you under-8s football. So that's something to write home about, I suppose. But do you want to tell me how you got into rugby in the first place? Rugby family?
No, not really. Just through junior school, the usual path, really, I suppose. Love sport, any sort of sport. Prefer to be kicking the ball about than in the classroom, like most boys, I suppose. But it was just a case of playing in junior school. Through comprehensive in Mary, I had some good teachers who I owe a lot to, I suppose, looking back. But just something I enjoyed doing. I was never sort of, I didn't play for Welsh schools or East Wales as a youngster. I wasn't even in the Ponty under-15s team, to be honest. I remember playing here Boxing Day. Myself and Kevin Morgan were both on the bench for Ponty schools under-15s because we were about 7 stone soaking wet. And as you grow up, then obviously, I never caught anyone up really, or Kevin, but players, people mature at different stages, and it was more like sort of 18, 19. I did a bit of athletics in school, through luck really as well. Not something I trained for. And obviously I moved then from outside half to play on the wing, and joined Ponty Youth then, and just went from there, to be honest. Right place, right time.
So is there a favourite position for Gareth Wyatt then? I mean, we've seen you slot in just virtually every position in the back line, but is there something? Is wing your favourite, or is it full-back, or wherever you're asked?
I think outside half is probably my favourite position, but when the pack's on the front foot.
Yeah, indeed.
Like most tens, they look $1 million when the forwards are on top and going forward. But the real test is when you're on the back foot, and I don't think it was quite good enough to play at the top level there. But
I don't know. You played for Ponty quite a few times professionally outside half.
Yeah, but I think I definitely wouldn't be sat here if I'd had a career at outside half. The pounding you take with the number 8s picking up from the back of the scrum. To be honest, I feel like I'm falling apart now. My shoulders and ankles are hanging on by a thread. I think.
Goodness me. Well, that's promising for the season then, Gareth.
Yeah. So. But I just enjoy playing anyway. Obviously, playing outside half and fullback, you're in the game a lot more. I suppose my best rugby I played on the wing, but I was playing in some great teams then, which made my job a lot easier.
Phenomenal teams, and we've got a pretty good team down here today against Cardiff.
Yeah, if I'm honest, I think I prefer to play maybe fullback and on the wing really for Ponty now. I played a couple of games at 10 for Newport last year and enjoyed them. So, if that came up and I had to help out because of injuries, I'd be more than happy and enjoy that experience. It's a bit frustrating I find on the wing, especially in some of the more dire games maybe, because I'm not one of these players who can take the ball off 10 and just barge through the centres. It's never been a strong aspect of my game. So if you hit that, sometimes you go 3 phases. You've got a scrum or penalty, so it's difficult to get into the game. But playing fullback, you are in the game a lot more. So that was a huge game today against Cardiff, and
massive.
Really looking forward to it.
Massive, and I think we'll have one of the biggest crowds we're going to have this season by the sounds of things as well. Apart from cup finals, of course. I think this has been hyped up to the max today. Silverware, we've got to be aiming for some this season, haven't we, with this squad?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, if I'm honest, I probably underestimated the quality of squad this year. Before coming back here, I remember last year, you know, Ponty led the table for long periods of the season last year, and you know, I'd known there's good players here. I didn't realise how good they were until I've actually come back. And obviously with the signings they made this year, the squad's a lot stronger. There's not many squads I've been in where, you know, we've got 4 centres and any combination, you know, we wouldn't be strengthening. They've all got different strengths and weaknesses. But you know, like I said, whoever comes in, outside half as well, right throughout the squad, to be honest. I mean, you know, we've got probably the two best open sides in the league, in Darren Walters and Wayne O'Connor.
Fairly certain of that.
But as you know, most positions in the squad, like I said, you know, there's a number of players who could be involved out there on the Saturday, and they just want to be out there playing for Ponty, and you know, it doesn't really affect the performance of the team.
And you're enjoying yourself?
Yeah, it's great to be back. You know, I wish I was 23, not 33, if I'm honest. But
join the club.
You know, it's just nice to be back here. You know, hopefully, you know, I make a good positive influence, whether it be in my own performance or just a positive contribution, even in training. You know, it's just great to be back around here, and you know, nothing's changed really. It's the same old faces, just maybe on a smaller scale.
Well, Gareth, it is an absolute pleasure to have you back at Ponty. Good luck today. Diolch yn fawr iawn. Thank you very much, and pob luck.
Cheers, thanks.